there, I'm going to show you how to make a very quick and simple banded pop-up pocket that you can use in your albums. Ta-da! Love it. It's a really, really nice way to create a fun element in your album. So this is what you need. You've got your 2 card bases that form the opening photo mats and a hinge. We've got the pop-up card section. We've got the mechanism. We've got the 2 bands that hold it closed. And then I call it a buckle with a mount to put a picture or paper on the front. So we're going to start with the 2 photo mats and the hinge and put those together. Use double-sided tape on the hinge, and I'm going to stick my photo mats onto the front of it, lining up the top edge just below the crease line of the hinge, and then crease. So stick the first one in place, then line up the second photo mat over the first, hold it in place, and then take the tape off the hinge and stick down. And then you know that they're perfectly placed. So that's the first. And it doesn't matter which way you have them. You can have them folded with the hinge on the inside or the hinge on the outside. I'm going to go with the hinge on the outside because the mechanism is going to go in the centre. And then what you want to do is just find the centre mark. It's just slightly over 2 inches. And just with a pencil, just put a little mark or a pen. And that's where the mechanism is going to go. That can go to one side for a minute. Let's bring the mechanism in. So this is our little piece of card. It's folded in half lengthways. It's scored 1 1/4 inches in from both short edges, and you want to really crease those score lines, crease them both ways. And then the centre section you score diagonally from the 1 1/4 score lines, opposite corners, and diagonally the other way. And then folding along the score line that goes right through, you press down and flatten, and you get this sort of dogleg little hinge. Again, really score. I've left my bone folder downstairs, so really score those fold lines and make them really sharp, and the 2 in the middle as well, and do that from both sides. And then that piece will sit as flat as possible inside your card. Then take your double-sided tape. You do need to use double-sided tape to do this because glue just won't work. And put double-sided tape on the triangle part of the mechanism. My tape doesn't like to be ripped. And then take off the backings on one side. Flip it over. And you want to centre the point of the mechanism right up over the mark that you've made at the very top edge of your card, right where that fold is, and stick it in place. And then take the backings off the tape on the side that you can see. bring your card down, press it down firmly, and that secures your mechanism. Pop-up's about to happen. Then take your little photo mat string. If you like to round corners, round the corners before you stick it in place. I've just used a 1/8 corner rounder. And fold it in half along the centre crease line and line that up, centering it top and bottom vertically across the centre of your mechanism where those score lines cross. And then open it out, hold it flat and fold in that end section. And let's grab a pencil, draw a line on the bottom section, so it's this section here, and we're going to put tape on there, and then do the same on the other side. So hold it in place, fold in the right hand side, and on the top section draw a line, and we're going to put tape up there as well. So bottom on the left, top on the right. I'm going to put 2 strips of double-sided tape on that section. Something very weird has happened to my tape. It's all coming undone in my fingers. And then at the top here, it is very sticky tape. And to take the backings off on the left, fold my card in half again, position it over the centre. So I'm positioning it between the top and the bottom of the mechanism along that centre line. Fold it out and stick down. And then do the same on this side. Putting that tape back where it should be. And stick down. And then, with some easing, the mechanism will twist and close. You just have to sort of help it to start with. It doesn't want to. If you're having trouble, you just need to raise the sides up and then it will twist. It doesn't want to start with, it wants to stay flat, but if you put your fingers down into the mechanism, that will help it lift up and then it will twist and flatten. And then you really want to press it down and press down inside. And the more you open and close it, the more it will close properly. And then if you like to round your corners and you want to round them on your photo mats, you can do that. And then we can add the buckle. So you can have it opening vertically or sideways. In my album I put it sideways, so I'm going to put my buckle on sideways. And these two pieces have got a score line at 1/2 inch and a score line at 5/8, just to give the buckle a bit of depth so that when you put paper and pictures inside, this isn't trying to close over all of that thickness. You've got an extra little bit of depth. So it's going to go like that. Find the centre, and it's just the outside 1/2 inch of the tab that gets stuck to the back of the photo mats. So I'm going to line up that 1/2 inch score line, stick it down on the back, and then once you've got one in place, it's really easy to line up the other piece. Again, fold it on the 1/2 inch score line, put double-sided tape underneath, stick down, and then if you line it up over the top of the one you've already put in place, and then just move it so that you're just sticking a 1/2 inch tab to the underside of the piece, then you've got that extra little 1/8 of an inch of depth allowance showing. So those are the two side bands in place. And then we just want to put the buckle on. So this is just a piece of card. These bands are 1.5 inches. This is a piece of card that will fit under the bands, and it's scored at 1 5/8. So you've just got an extra 1/8 of depth allowance there. It does slide off, and you just want to tape it securely on the back to stick those ends together. And then, if you want to add a picture to your buckle, stick your band onto the back of a piece of card. I'm going to stick the joint side down onto the card. That hides all the joints, even though the whole thing is decorated. It just keeps it tidy. And then just stick that centrally to the card. And then just use your finger just to open up the buckle. Just stretches the card slightly, and then you can slide it on. It says it does slide on. And slide that one over. And that just makes a nice closure, but also it's got a bit of an allowance for the depth that you're going to add inside your piece as well. And then to create it into or make it into a pocket, you just put double-sided tape across the bottom and the sides and stick it in place in your project. And that's what it looks like when it's decorated. So I hope you've enjoyed that fun little technique. Thanks for watching. Do give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and happy crafting.